So welcome everybody. I would like to welcome you to the session this morning. And this is our breakfast session looking at how mentorship drives development for both your career, but also personally for you as well. So my name is Craig Foyle. I'm Director of Foyle Safety and Management and also an active IOSH volunteer. I was President of IOSH in 2017-18. On our panel, we have Liam D, Global Director of Occupational Health and Safety at NTT, who mentored Mubarak Mansur, an HSE officer at Veolia Ghana Limited, via the IOSH Mentor platform. I would also like to welcome my mentee, Edward Deborah, a HSE and compliance consultant for ED Consults and chair of the IOSH Ghana district. So on this session, you'll be hearing firsthand from perspectives of how mentoring can be beneficial in helping with career progression and personal development, but also thinking about the benefits for both the mentee and the mentor as well. So it's a, it's a dual relationship for the benefit of everybody. And so I'd like to start really with Liam. And if I can ask you, Liam, why did you decide to become a mentor?
A couple of reasons, Craig. Part of my job is obviously to be in charge of quite a few HSE people globally. So when you're going around to different regions, you meet quite a lot of young HSE people wanting to progress within the business. And it is something that's really rewarding to try and help them get along. And obviously it helps the business too. I'd also wanted to work as much as I could to really develop the next lot, yeah. I'd worked a little bit in universities before, and I like trying to develop people, and then I hope with my background I can also give, I guess, some quite pointed tips regarding how people can go forward, yeah. And then I'd wanted to give something back to the profession, and I think I've actually done all those things, helping out with Mubarak.
Excellent, thank you very much. So Mubarak, how did you find Liam?
Yeah, fantastic. For the past few months that have been with Liam, I think my set goals have been achieved. I can see that actually I decided to benefit from being mentored to help me identify my goals and then career objectives. And I must say that I have been successful, because mentoring is something that you can easily get at work. But I decided to get somebody out of the work who is independent of my working environment. And I must say that Liam has been of help, because through our sessions, I was able to identify my career goals, and now I'm working towards achieving them. And for now, I can say that I'm almost 50% achieved my set goals and then targets.
Excellent. And so did you use the IOSH mentoring platform? Is that how you found each other?
Yes. I used the mentoring platform. What I did was that I searched for 2 mentors, of which Liam is one. I sent them a request. Before doing that, I actually searched for their profile on LinkedIn, and I realized that Liam has the past experience that I actually went. So I sent him a request on the mentoring platform, and the other mentor as well. So they both accepted, and Liam did not only accept, he followed up with an email asking me to schedule a meeting immediately to get to know each other. So from the onset, I realized that Liam demonstrated readiness to help. So then I went ahead with Liam. Yeah.
Excellent, thank you very much. And Edward, we met before the IOSH mentoring platform was fully up and running. Can you explain how we managed to connect as mentor-mentee?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Good morning, everyone. So myself and Craig met in 2018. And then we had a brief chat. I mean, that time there was no mentoring platform, but when it was set up, I decided that, okay, I'll have a word with him about it, how we can get together so I can learn from him, because I felt that there were so many things I needed to know. So we we agreed, and I sent him a request on the platform. He accepted. We scheduled our meetings. Then we started cracking on from there. I would say that this whole idea put together by IOSH is a novelty, because the reason is a lot of people have deficiencies that they do not know. And the mentoring platform obviously gives you the opportunity to be heard by somebody who is seasoned, tells you the right things to do so that you can catch up quickly. Another advantage I've gained is that that's also helped me to avoid the mistakes I would have made because of my progression. Yeah, so I feel that it's been good. And then Craig and myself, quite apart from the mentoring, have moved on further to do other things interesting together. So yeah, that's how we met in Abu Dhabi, and then we are here today.
Thank you, Edward. And so from my perspective, it was almost, for me, I've always supported people in my work and tried to help people develop. And so the IOSH mentoring scheme gave that more formal opportunity, but not only to engage with people, you get to meet people, engage with people you never would have had the opportunity to meet with and support. And I think for me, that's the real benefit as well, because you, as a mentor, it's a two-way process, and you learn from your mentees as well as providing them support. So so if I come back to Liam, what should be considered when deciding, when I say selecting a mentor mentee, there's the ability for mentees to search and put in their criteria and pick, but it's got to be a two-way thing, hasn't it? So what sort of things would you consider?
If you're going onto the platform and looking for a mentor, it's really about where you want to go. And I think that's pretty key. And you can, we could tell quite quickly when Mubarak and I were talking, he wants to go on to the next step. So that's really important, is to find someone who's probably been there and has seen that a little bit. Then it's background, which, it might be that you want someone who's got an international background, or it might be you want someone who's directly from within your business, and both are valid. And then it's finding someone like that with the same background, and then checking out, can you actually talk to each other, right? And that's really key. So the right background, maybe the right history, able to advise where you want to go, but then, make sure the two of you get along and can talk. It's so important.
Definitely. And I'm just thinking about that. I've had some mentor requests, and but it's got to be, firstly, you've got to be able to get on with the individuals that you're working with for that relationship to work. But also, there are times when you actually have to accept that something's not going to work as well, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because you identify it and then allow the two parties to find a different connection somewhere else. And I had one request a little while ago where they really wanted to have the mentor-mentee relationship, but they only wanted to talk to me at a certain time. And to be fair, it was at a certain time on an evening to suit them, and it was like, I'm really sorry, I can't do that time because I've got family commitments and things. And so we just then parted ways. And so it's not only you've got to get on with them practically, personally, but you've got to think about other implications about when are you going to talk and when's right for both parties, because if it starts to break up at that point, then it's not good for anybody. So I think that's quite key. And so Edward, so why did you decide that you wanted mentoring?
Okay, thank you for the question. So the main idea was to grow further my competence, and then to be, I would say, a go-to person in health and safety. So I felt that, first off, there are no laws in Ghana governing health and safety. And I felt that where I wanted to go, I needed that support to be able to identify the right things to do at the right times, and obviously to impact society. So my main reason for being a mentee was to try to learn from best practices, replicate them here, and get it working. Because as you know, in Ghana, health and safety is a bit not as revered as it is in other parts of the world. So getting support from an astute professional would help me tread a good course and make sure that I impact positively on the systems. So basically, I wanted to learn the best practices to improve my person and then improve my skills and competency.
Okay, thank you. And so Mubarak, can you share any of the goals that you've started, or give us examples of ways you've benefited as a result of being mentored by Liam?
Yeah, so I must say that at the moment, I'm working towards achieving a charter status with IOSH. I have applied for my graduate status and it's currently being audited. And then currently I'm also preparing for the CSP exams. That's with the Board of Certified Certificate Professional USA. Hopefully next year, I believe that I will achieve that. And then I also see myself occupying leadership position with a multinational company and then with multi-site responsibility in the few years to come. So I must say that I'm working towards that, and then hopefully I will achieve that.
Okay, thank you very much. And I guess a question for Liam. So every mentor-mentee relationship will be different, but can you give us a flavor of what sort of commitment it means in terms of time, or or frequency of discussions, or how do you work that out?
We kicked off, and actually I was really careful not to have a really hard schedule. Yeah, we talked to each other really just to get to know each other, and then we did the SWOT. That got us talking every week. When we got over that initial step, yeah, that makes it a bit easier then, and perhaps but it's really got to be scheduling towards a target, which we could do, and then maybe easing back, and now we check in on each other. Yeah, there's formal talks. Yes, there's lots of WhatsApp. And going back to what you said, there's also this understanding that we both work. So if we make a meeting and have to break it, we just go again. And sometimes that takes a few goes. So we might not talk to each other and miss a few meetings, but we know we're going to get back on again. So yeah, that's the sort of commitment. We normally just arrange 30-minute, hour-long meetings once a week. I wouldn't have said it was crazy. Yeah, it's not a huge commitment, but you just you got to be fully there while you're having the talks. Yeah,
absolutely. And what I like is there's different ways which you stay in touch, and for myself and Edward, it's exactly the same. That we utilize the mentoring platform and record bits in there that you need to, but like yourselves, WhatsApp is the most common way of contacting. And but then you then develop a relationship with individuals, and then so you understand about the different challenges or just issue with the family. But it's nice because I like it. It makes it more real and more personal, doesn't it? Rather than a formal appraisal type situation in a business. And I guess I was doing some chartered fellowship interviews recently, and one of the people being interviewed was an IOSH mentor, and he came across with something which I thought was really empowering. He said that he expects the mentee to be driving the progress. And what he meant was if the mentee is hungry for support, then they will keep that relationship going. If the mentor is trying to push people like they're their boss, then sometimes the mentee can resent that. What do you think to that, Liam?
Yeah, I totally agree. It sounds a little bit strange, but we really just are there to help, right? And the more that we could talk, Mubarak and I, the more he's changing, right? It's not like at the beginning where we said, what's the next step? Now it's getting broader, where we say, okay, so we're doing the steps. He's getting the kind of international recognition that he needs, and now it's it's flexible, right? We have to think about other things. And that's where, you know, Mubarak is saying, okay, here's the type of position I might like, where that might be, and, you know, introducing them to other people and so on. Yeah, that's what it is, right? It should change over time. And it's Mubarak saying, this is what I want. Yeah, totally.
It's really important. So question for Edward. What sort of goals do you have, Edward?
Well, so currently, the first goal, the immediate goal is to achieve charter status, which, you know, we've been working on for quite some time now. And then also to build my business well, so that it could be one of the astute consulting businesses in the country. Yeah. Then quite apart from that, I mean, I'm still supporting other people. So I always want to see other people happy. I started supporting people even before I got a mentor. So my goal is always to make sure that people are, I mean, doing well in whatever field they choose for themselves.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, I think you kind of touched on this then. So do you think you're able to become a mentor for people at early stages yet, Edward, or do you think that's something that will follow on?
Well, I think it's something that is an ongoing process. There are a few guys in Ghana who have mentored in trying to do the NEBOSH IGC. I started that in 2016, I think. If my memory serves me right, about 5 people have gone through my hands already, and all of them have passed, doing well in their various fields. So I feel it's something that once I get a knowledge, I have to impart on other people. Because assuming you were stingy with your knowledge, I wouldn't get what I know. I wouldn't know what I have now. So I also have to reciprocate by giving it out to people. That way, we create that safe world of work for everybody. Because if you do not know, you tend to make mistakes. Once you know and you are directed towards the right processes, you will be able to do well. So I feel that mentoring is an ongoing thing. You might not know it all. And at least, as you've mentioned in the past, with our conversations, you're also learning from me as well. It's like more like two-way. So you're also learning from me. For me, the key thing also is that there has to be data availability and accessibility. A lot of people obviously want the knowledge, but they are not available. You know, I'm the one who needs it, not you. So I have to make sure that one, I don't inconvenience you in trying to get the knowledge. And then two, I'm always available so that you can assess me and to support me or to give me the necessary support. Yeah.
Yeah, because there are times where, as Liam had said, that meetings are arranged and then they have to cancel because you still have to do your day job. And I think we have that same relationship, Edward, that you will message me on WhatsApp and then I'll normally respond and we'll have a bit of a chat. But sometimes it's not instant because you're in the middle of something or you're dealing with something. And I think and we've worked out when is okay and when is not okay to have those discussions as well, which is good. So question for Mubarak now. What do you think is the best thing about being mentored?
Yeah, I think the best thing about being mentored is that you always have someone there to talk to, especially when the person is available for you. I must say that when we started with Liam, at a point in time, as he said, we normally had internet difficulty connecting internet. So we have to keep on rescheduling our meetings. At a point in time, we even went beyond what IOSH mentoring program says we should do. At a point in time, Liam reviewed my CV, he reviewed my LinkedIn profile, and even at a point in time, when I'm applying for job, we do a mock interview where I have Liam acting as an HR manager and at the same time employing manager. So it's very fun, and I must say that I really enjoyed it anytime we have sessions.
Excellent, thank you. And so Liam, what do you when I say what do you get from mentoring, how does it make you feel going through that process?
Yeah, isn't it great when you get this feedback to say, yeah, this is really helping me get to the next spot. I always, think back when I was kind of quite young at this and I didn't have a lot of feedback. And then I eventually found a really good mentor, and it just cuts through an awful lot of questions that you really can't ask other people, right? So I'm really pleased to be in that situation where, you just make it easy. And I get a lot of kick. I get a great kick out of it. This is, this is really pushing the agenda along where we say, yeah, we're going to make each other successful, right? It's part of what IOSH really is all about.
Absolutely. And if I think back to my early career, I was very fortunate. I was introduced to a head of safety for one of the ports in England. And just as a contact, I wasn't working for that company or anything else. And this chap just put me under his wing. And it wasn't a formal mentor-mentee relationship, but he said I could visit him anytime. So I did. And I had to do a piece on contractor management once. And I mean, you can tell how old it is. He took 3 or 4 big lever arch files from his shelf, gave me them, and he just said, take these, boy, review them, do what you want with them. But when you come back, tell me how I can improve them, because it was his company's contractor management procedure. So I took the files away. I got from them what I needed, and I found improvements, and I went back and I talked through them. And so he was getting the benefit of a review by somebody who, was very, very junior, but would see things differently. And I was getting access to information of what I needed, because yes, the internet was around, but it wasn't great for health and safety information when in like the late 90s, 98, 99. So for that, and this chap, or like I say, he got me involved in a local safety group, and there was a vacancy for a chair and a vice chair. And so he said, right, he always called me boy. It was an old-fashioned relationship. He said, we're going to go for chair and vice chair. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'll support you. And he was elected as chair, and I was elected as vice chair of the group. And then the minute that happened, he whispered to me and said, by the way, I'm standing down in 12 months' time and you're taking over. And it was like, what? But that actually started my process. And when I say professional development, he was also helping me develop as a person in terms of exposing myself to awkward situations, chairing a group, dealing with committees. And so it's that experience that I found really, really good. And if I just carry that on, I then started volunteering for IOSH in branches and groups. And that's what then took me up to council and then presidential team. And he kickstarted that. And I remember when I got my chartered fellowship in 2000, and it's on my wall, 2009, although he'd retired many years previously and he'd cut off all communication with everybody, I went to his house, knocked on his door, and I was so proud to tell him that I'd become a chartered fellow of IOSH like he was. And so I guess that what I'm getting to is that I look at how Edward has developed since, I feel like you said, I first met him in 2018, and we've worked our way through, and seeing what he's doing now compared to when I first met him, he's grown so much. Now, that's not down to me, that's down to Edward and the hard work that Edward's doing. But I don't tell Edward what to do. He asks me questions, and I give him some options sometimes, or I might challenge him. And I'm quite strict on sometimes giving feedback, and sometimes I say, yeah, I won't do it like that. But that's the role, isn't it? And but the mentee has got to make their own decisions, and because of that, they will then benefit from that, and hopefully they're all good. But if they make a wrong decision, then learn from it and get there. So, Edward, what do you get from being a mentee?
It becomes, I think, what I get basically is the right knowledge, right? Because, in health and safety, before you can be competent, you need to have the skills, the ability, the trainings, and then the experience as well. So being a mentee has equipped me with the right skills that has helped me. Even in my business, I started small, which you are aware, but now we gradually expanding and doing other things, having some very key companies under our portfolio that we're working for. As a mentee, I've learned so many things that has helped me position myself very well to be able to deliver on exceptional performance to clients, to myself, and to anybody that I come in contact with.
Okay, good. And so in a few minutes, we're going to be opening for questions. So if anybody has any questions, they can put them into the chat function, and so that we can try and answer any questions, or we might be able to introduce you to actually talk through as well, and come on the screen and ask some questions. And I appreciate people are still joining, but I'd be really interested to know how if some of you are already using the mentor scheme, how are you benefiting from it? And if there's any questions that we can give you, and you've got the links are in there for the mentoring scheme, but also we've also got support as well if we anything specific we need to offer you. But I guess thinking about, I think I can fairly say that we would all recommend the mentoring experience, because you're hearing from two mentor-mentee partnerships that work really well, and the benefits that I've got. But Liam, is there anything that you would do differently, or would you say that you have to be different with different mentees? I guess I'll ask it that way.
Yes, you must be different with different mentees, because it's about what they want to get out of it, and the relationship will be different. Would I have done something different? We talked about this, Mubarak and I, just last week. I think at the beginning, laying down the groundwork is a slow process. It should be slow, so that you actually want to explore really where Mubarak is now. And that's not a quick chat. That really is going through where he is in his life, where he's going to go next, and really to talk about what he has. And you remember, Mubarak, there was so much where we said, no, you got to take more credit for this, because you had the audit, you had the investigation background, you knew the systems, and for moving into an international company, really key. And that's what I would change more, Craig. Yeah, a lot more exploration at the beginning, rather than thinking you had to get stuck into it in order to get a result right away.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you for that. So just so you know, if you want to ask a question, you've got the raise hand function. So if you wiggle your mouse on the screen, you can do that. So so I mean, I guess so raise your hand if you want to ask a question, or put questions in the chat box. So Mubarak, I mean, as we're talking about the process, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Have you got a plan where where do you think you'll be professionally?
Yeah, I think I made mention of, so I think I made mention of that. In the next 5 years, I see myself as a lead consultant, a global lead consultant. I also see myself occupying leadership position with a multinational company with multi-site responsibility. And as I said earlier on, I'm already working towards my charter status with IOSH, and hopefully next year I will achieve that. And then I'm also preparing for the CSP exams, of which next year I'm going to sit for the CSP exams as well. So I think in the next 5 years to come, I see myself helping organizations meet their compliance obligations, and then also help organizations to achieve or improve their health and safety culture.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And same question to Edward.
Thank you for the question. First off, I want to advance my knowledge to be a global icon. I like to have all the skill sets, the qualifications and everything that can make me an astute practitioner in the UK, in the US, in Canada, all over the world. And then I also want to grow my business to transcend outside the borders of Ghana, to do more training and to offer people that skill development so that people can actually come in, learn and go improve their lot. And then again, I like to be a game changer in Ghana, spearhead the occupational health and safety practice to ensure that this is done rightly, that the bill is passed into law, and then people are protected. Overall, the goal is to see that nobody goes to work harmed, but go to work and come back in one piece.
Very, very good and very right. And but it's okay to have those high-level aspirations as well, because I remember when I was going through my fellowship application process. So this would have been 2007, 2008. I remember my mentor taking me through the process. He said, do you see yourself doing anything more within IOSH? And I think he was thinking maybe join a group or maybe join IOSH Council. And I said to him then, yes, I want to be the president of IOSH one day. And he chuckled, and he went, wow, that's a really high aspiration. And I said, yes, it is, but that's what I want to do. And so I always knew it was going to be in the back of my mind. And so again, when I was humbled to be elected as president of IOSH in 2017-18, he was again somebody that I was so pleased to feed back to, and I saw him a couple of, in fact, that year that I was president, and he was so pleased that, and he was recalling the discussions that we had, back then, and he said, I remember you saying it, and and I remember laughing, and he said I wasn't laughing because it was impossible. I was just laughing because that's a really high aspiration, but if you don't have these aspirations, then you're not going to start the journey to get there. And so I think it's about getting that experience, working with the mentors to get the guidance. But as mentors, we can direct, we can steer, or advise you where to steer, and then you've got to then take those steps. So for those people that have just that are recently joining, this session has been recorded, so you will be able to catch up and hear some of the key bits that we've gone through since we started. But really, it's a case of opening for questions. So do we have any questions from any of the people joining us today? Anybody got any questions about IOSH mentoring or benefits from it?
Yeah, so just before that, Craig,
yep.
Last year, June, when Ghana District started, I think that has also given me the platform to give back best way I can. A lot of people get in touch with you all the time trying to find out how well they can go through the IOSH system, what is in there for them, what benefits are there for them to take advantage of, and all of that. So I feel that I've been in a good position to support people with the right knowledge and all that, with the right information. And that has helped train a lot of people now. Health and safety in the past was not so popular in our system, but because of the small exercises that we've been putting in together, month-on-month meetings and all of that, people are coming in gradually and we are growing our numbers. And I'm so proud to say today that you find a lot more people who are more interested in being part of IOSH than it used to be a year ago. So I feel that giving back obviously is the ultimate. Because once they come for our sessions on every month, we have started every second Saturday of every month, we have sessions where we share knowledge. Once they come for such sessions, they learn one or two skills that helps them improve their lots in their businesses to affect their bottom line. That for me is huge, and it's something that cannot be overemphasized. So I feel that today we are in a good position to also encourage people to join IOSH, go through the rounds, volunteer for them and all of that. Whilst you volunteer, you add skills to it. And whilst you volunteer, you become a better person. You tend to get to know people far, wide, closer, and all of that, which helps your growth eventually.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And we have a question. Yay. Michael Adesakan, you can unmute yourself, Michael, and ask your question. Can you unmute yourself? I'll try and help you, Michael.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Mr. Greg, you're doing a very good job. God bless you. And it's good to be among the participants of today's meeting, today's talks and mentoring. I am a member of WSO, and I took interest in safety in 2019, and ever since, maybe not so fast, but I've been making a whole lot of progress, in improving on my knowledge base, on my skills, and I've been setting up, I've been working on programs to help me affect lives, positively in this December period for travelers. One thing I appreciate this meeting for is that it has encouraged me further. It has gone extra mile to really boost my confidence in what I could actually do for myself and in partnership with other people in order to improve the health, safety, and environment all around myself. I'm really appreciative. I'm grateful to be part of this, and I really believe I can do far much better. I drive currently, and it hasn't stopped my aspirations. Even when I look up to performing or practicing in the HSC or the safety periscope, as in the atmosphere of safety, I really wish and desire to function in that direction, professionally. But as it is, I'm really, really grateful. I'm really, really grateful. And it's good to be part of this. I'm grateful. And I wish to partner, to join people, to support, even people on the platform. I can be reached out to support for events and programs that improves the health, life, and safety of the people around us. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you as well. So no, it's much appreciated. And so any other questions? Any more questions from people? I'm just looking at the, keep an eye on the chat function as well. There is a reminder in the chat function. There's links to the IOSH mentoring program. So let's ask Mubarak. So why should people get involved in the mentoring scheme, Mubarak? Can you hear me, Mubarak? Why should people get involved in the mentoring scheme, do you think?
Yeah. Hello, come again, please. I have some challenges. Come again, please.
I was just saying, why should people get
Hello?
involved in the mentoring scheme? Right, Mubarak's having a bit of IT issues. So Liam, I'll ask you that question. So Liam,
we have problems. Let me jump in. Why? You've already said why. Let's just pick it out a second time. It's getting choices as you go forward. It's hard to recognize yourself what all those choices are in taking the next steps to get to the next level that you want to, and then to work towards that end goal, which perhaps will take you 5, 10, 15 years. The mentorship allows someone else to really help you do that, and to perhaps have several choices as to how you do it. That's so valuable. You can't do this by yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. And I pick on what you said there, Liam. It's not an instant hit. You don't get connected to a mentor and everything is fantastic and developed. It's that longer term relationship. So it's definitely a good one. And so I've just noticed in the chat function. So Akima said, not a member yet. How do I become a member? And Edward's put a link in there. But while we've got this conference, make the most of the networking opportunities that you've got through the portal that you're using, because you can actually contact IOSH personnel that are all connected to it. You can contact, IOSH members as well. So absolutely, the website has got all the information, but take that chance and network with somebody. And as Edward said, I met him in 2018. I was just about to start chairing the Middle East conference, and in came Edward, first person through the door, big smile on his face, and said hello. And I wouldn't have done that when I was new in my career, like Edward was. I would have came in and sat at the back. But
sat at the back, yeah.
But by walking in and saying hello and being so polite, that's what started off our working relationship. And so be gutsy and professional, and by doing that, it will certainly help you. But so we've got just a few minutes left. So Edward, anything else you'd like to add on mentoring?
Yes. So for me, the attitude is everything. As I keep saying, you need the knowledge, and then somebody has it that you want to tap from. It is always very important that you show courtesy and respect. You don't bug the person too much. Craig can confirm that I've never called him past 8 p.m. in his life. I won't even try it. And I don't know, on weekends too, I won't bother him unless he tries to get in touch with me. We have to always have it at the back of our minds that our mentors have things that they do on a daily basis. So let's give them that room to have time for themselves while they are giving you the knowledge. Because once you make him feel that, okay, he has time to do his own things, but at the same time, you are tapping from him, it gives that person the comfort to give off his best. But if you are bugging him all the time, it doesn't help much. And then again, to mentees, don't use this mentor relationship as a means to an end, where a lot of people will now get in and be making demands of mentors. I don't think that's the right thing to do. We need knowledge, and the knowledge will help us improve a lot. Let's focus on that. That's not the time to call Craig and tell him, can you send me some money? I'm broke. No, you don't do that to your mentor. You try to learn the right skills to improve your skill set and be a better person, a better professional. So mentees are like on the call. The rooms are open, the doors are open. For me personally, my doors are open. If you want to get in touch with anybody in this call, you can get in touch. And at all times, make sure that that mutual relationship and respect is there. Cement it. Once you cement it, it will help you in the future. I end with this quote: the value of your network determines your net worth. The value of your network determines your net worth. Always very important to keep the right people in your boat. Don't look at temporal challenges to jeopardize future prospects. And this is to all mentees. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And I'm just looking down some of the comments as well. And so Kevin Harris is from Nairobi. Any membership for Kenyans, East Africa? Absolutely. IOSH is a global organization in hundreds of countries around, the world, and the outreach is everywhere. There might not be a physical presence from an IOSH perspective in every location, but the one thing that we've all learned from the pandemic is how connected we all are. And so prior to this, lots of meetings would have been held in person with people in that area, whereas with the pandemic, people have been joining Scotland meetings from Australia, or I've joined like Singapore. You can join anywhere, and it's actually opened up IOSH, in my opinion, far more than it would have done had we have been without having to deal with the pandemic. And I think also the sharing of information and working together has also been absolutely fantastic. So I guess I'm going to just go for maybe a couple of sentences from each of the panel members just to finalize. So Mubarak, is if signal's okay, any last statement from yourself about the power of mentoring?
Yeah, so I will say that I will encourage each and every one of you out there to join either as a mentor or mentee. Mentoring is stages, as all the panelists have said. At any point in time, you need somebody to mentor, you need somebody to guide you, you need somebody to help you. And you out there as a mentee, you need somebody to help you. And then you are them as a mentor, there are so many people out there who need somebody to help and then guide. So I'll entreat each and every one of you. The link has already been shared to sign up for the IOSH mentoring program. And it's going to go a long way to help each and every one of you out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Liam?
There's a lot of people that will help you as you develop. You have to ask. Yeah. We often are a little shy to ask for help. And I think mentoring is this easy entry to getting somebody on your side who you can just ask questions of. Yeah. Take the first step. It's well worth it.
Excellent. Thank you. Edward?
Yes, so we still are trying to create a safe place of work for everybody. So let's take advantage of this mentoring platform to learn the right skills that will improve our knowledge and our skill sets in the future. There's knowledge, they say, is power. When somebody has it and you want to take it, take advantage of it. Then again, I want to throw a challenge to other people on the call, persons on the call who are not yet members of IOSH. We are running a huge promo for everybody who wants to join the West Africa division. So this is the time that if you subscribe, you are going to get a whopping 30% off your subscription fees. Take advantage of this and join the body of champions, learn the right skills, improve your knowledge, improve your competence, and together we can influence our societies positively.
Thank you. And I guess from my perspective, I have really enjoyed the process of mentoring, and I learned from it. I now have an Instagram account because of Edward. I was doing an interview with Edward and using my daughter's account, and all of a sudden all her friends are saying to her, "There's some strange man using her account." So I now have an Instagram account as well. So I'm learning all the time. So I appreciate that too. So this brings us to an end of our session, sadly. It is being recorded, so if you've missed some of it, please make the most of it and go back and watch it from the start. There's a networking break now before the opening of day 2. Make use of it. Get in touch with people that are connected now and start that process. But in the sessions today, we'll hear from the World Health Organization about how health and safety is being managed in the healthcare sector. And remember, you can still connect on the platform. It is virtual, but go for it. And then if you want to engage on Twitter or LinkedIn, it's the hashtag IOSHWAC21. So thank you very much to the panelists for giving up your time today and for going through the process. Thank you to all of you for participating in the session today. I'd like to wish you all the best. And if you do have a relationship and you're trying to strike up with a mentor, use the IOSH platform and it gets it in the system. And then it also helps you to formalize that process. So thank you very much. And I wish you all the best for the rest of the conference. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.